that before meditation. I've done it after in this last, or maybe I have. No, I don't think that I have. It is so beautiful to just get out and go for a run. I usually do my meditation in the morning, and so this was a change. I'll do my meditation now after. Hey Warren, welcome everybody. Great. So nice to see you all. Hey Bree. So I've had some really great questions, insights from people, comments. Hey Maria. And I wanted to get stuck into all of it. Good morning to you, Warren. Hi Zen, Jen, Ken. Is it Jen? I like everybody's cute handles, but it's hard for me because then I don't know who you all are. Oh, you know this necklace from our Paris workshops. Yes, this one I love. Hello to you too, gorgeous lady over in Brunswick. And this one just called me today. In fact, I bought this from a place called Chor Bazaar when I lived in, when I lived in Mumbai. And I remember when I saw it, I said to the man, what is that one? And I didn't know anything about Shiva, Shakti. I hadn't really gotten into the tantric practice with much depth. And he sort of looked at me, and I mean, I don't know whether this is a sales pitch that he did, but he was like, this is a very special piece. It has the 5 different metals that you need when it's a sacred object. The same as, I have a Ganesh, which is the same. It's made from these 5 metals. He said, I will sell it to you. It's a very sacred piece, very, very old. So old. Everything's very old. And, I mean, it's called Chor Bazaar, which means, good morning, Hayley, which means the thieves market. So you go in there knowing that you might be ripped, but you could come with a great deal. And it's not really like, I mean, it was maybe Chor Bazaar. It was like the thieves market back in the day. But now it's still a bit of a rough place to go to, but we used to go there a fair bit when I was designing. Hey Simone, hi Teresa. Yes, I'm wearing jeans. I decided to not wear leggings today. But anyway, he said to me I could have this piece as long as I promised that nobody else would ever wear it or really touch it. Hi Nat, good morning. Hi Claire. So I do get it out occasionally. I don't know whether the story is legit, whether it's all part of the sales pitch, but hey, it's a good sales pitch. I'll give it that much. Good morning, Kim, up in Byron. Gab, good morning. Elise, and I saw Eleanor. I don't know whether you're going to stay on, Eleanor, but welcome, my beautiful friend who's also doing lots of amazing work. Hello to everybody. So we are coming to this is coming to nearly a month, and we're going to change mantras today. Hi Ruth, hey Elise. Yes, hello, you're on, Eleanor. Beautiful. Welcome. Hi Chickpea, hi little lentil. And so let's get into it, otherwise I'll just stare looking at everybody as they join. My flatmate has joined. Wonderful. What I want to do is connect in with some of the different stories that people sent to me and share them with you because they're so beautiful. And the first one came from Simone. Grazie mille Simone per tutto, perché questo è bellissimo. A very beautiful insight. And he says, I haven't had any income for 2 weeks. I'm not in a love relationship. I don't even have my family here. I'm living a quite alone life. And all of these things have the potential to make me feel bad, sad, or depressed. But there's another part of me that sees this time as the best moment to go deeper into practice, into myself, and let the subconscious speak stronger than the ego and the mind. I have truly never been so happy and in myself. I'm feeling an expression of inner peace, unconditional love, and a wave of abundance that is coming my way. I trust the process, and this is why I can totally surrender to the flow of things. I can see the light at the end of all of this, and Mother Earth is thanking us to stop a bit and give her some time to breathe. I hope that all of humanity can understand this change is for good. Wow, and that's his second language. What poetry. And I want to talk about this idea because there was a bit of a theme that happened also from another long time light collective practitioner. And let me just find, did I send the other part of it? It's so hard because it's on my phone and then I have to send it to the computer. Let me see if it's on there somewhere. I think it might be here. Basically, she went through a very, very tough time from them losing work. Thanks, Simone. I try and practice my Italian whenever I can. Another long-time practitioner with us had gone through a really difficult period from getting sick, losing work and income, being down to almost no money, having to support the whole family, and also, children struggling at school, and everybody dying. I've been through that as well. Everybody seems to die all at once. And you're kind of brought to your knees. And she said, through this time, I found yoga and meditation. I had to learn to accept, to be fearless for my family. In a way, I am thankful for that time as it has helped me to find ways to cope with this time. The two things I learned that kept me going were trust and gratitude. Acceptance, trust, and gratitude. I don't know why I want to share this, maybe to have an understanding that even if we are not strong financially, or if we are unwell, or if our lives are in chaos, we can find trust and gratitude, which gives us the strength to breathe through tough times and accept that all will be well, however it looks, as long as we have stillness. Sometimes we just have to wait to land. These are the things that people send me, the poetry in people's minds and hearts and souls. I am the luckiest human on the planet to get this. And I mean, it makes me feel so connected to this community and feel as though people really understand these teachings. And what I'd like to add to, or kind of reiterate from a yogic perspective, is that, amazing, right? Is that the practice is really about us learning to sit in stillness, even when there's chaos around us. And this is what meditation does. Perhaps, that chaos is just for a time the mind being really busy, and you start to hone your awareness to the mantra, you find space for a few moments. But you start to find an acceptance, an ability to hone your consciousness and to rest in an inner stillness, even when bigger things are going on in your life. When there is death, when there is destruction, when you lose everything, we tap into an inner wellspring of joy, bliss, trust, acceptance, surrender. And for some, there will be, resistance to that, especially if you're new to the yogic path. It can be difficult. And I'm not saying that it means that we need to ignore the reality of feelings. to feel and experience grief, loss. These are important parts of acceptance. So we need to accept and feel and drop into the body. It's not about bypassing spiritually what's going on. It's about having eyes wide open to the situation that we're experiencing globally, having deep compassion, taking action when it's necessary, knowing that there is infinite need in the world and you're able to take care of a certain amount of that. You can't give infinitely. There is infinite need in the world. From a yogic viewpoint, the teachings are reminding us to see, witness, be present to all of it. And this is why the Kriya practice, Kundalini practice, the breath work is really important. Working in the body is really important because it keeps our eyes open in the practice. I had an incredible Ashtanga teacher for many years at Yoga Reel in Albert Park. His name's Rob, and he is the most incredible yogi. He's been doing Ashtanga since the 70s, and I have no idea how old he is. I'm pretty sure he's about 90, but he looks about 50. He can jump through and he's got a six-pack and he's incredible. But he would always say, keep your eyes open. Don't check out. Don't check out of your life. Don't check out of the practice when it gets hard. So right now, it's not about using these practices as a way to bypass what's going on, but rather to go deeper into what's going on and to be able to see truth and discern truth, understand what's happening, which is really difficult because we are awash with astroturfing, which is this method that people use to disseminate false information for big corporation. And I mean, everybody's giving their 2 cents and there's opinion out there. It's really difficult to be able to discern truth. And this is where stillness comes into play, because when we drop into stillness on a daily basis, then we're able to tap into an intuitive knowing. And within all of that, within the stillness, and this is what we'll work with a bit with this mantra today, is the idea that bliss is natural for all of us. And that when we come into the yogic practice, we can tap into an inner lightness of being. And it doesn't matter what's going on because you can't control it. If you try and spend your whole life controlling external situations and trying to control other people's reactions to things, this is a big one. In relationships, I didn't like the way he responded to me. I have different expectations of that person or that job or that, that government. They're not doing things in the way I want them to. Again, it's this lack of acceptance we were discussing yesterday, which only causes a lot of suffering for us. There's a sense that we can accept what's going on and drop into a still center and then decide whether we need to take compassionate action or not. I'm drawing back on many different teachings that I've given over the last week or so. That inner still center is the place where we can come to create what is a vision of the world. The way we see the world is our own personal vision. We tend to think as humans in terms of reactions. We react to everything that's happening to us instantly. Somebody says something that you don't like, you believe that your reaction is the right reaction. Somebody says something mean, and you feel hurt. But for another person who is having that same slander, so for example, somebody says to you, "You've put on some weight." That's a good one. Mums and grandmothers love that one. You look like you've put on some weight. And you can take that personally. You can react or respond to that external situation immediately. And you can believe in that reaction, that that is the only reaction that there is out there, and that reaction that you've had is correct. And that the reaction isn't a choice in any way of yours, but it is a natural arising phenomenon. Whereas somebody who has been really unwell could receive that same feedback or comment. Wow, you've really put on some weight. And to them, that is a sign of health and vitality. And they say, thank you, I've really been trying. Which means to say that it's not the comment itself. It's not the external that is what is kind of in some way permanent. Our response is an inner choice. So we can have these external conditions that we believe are right, wrong, good, bad. But in fact, it is only our minds that choose to view it so. In fact, that is a Shakespeare line. Nothing is good or bad, it is thinking that makes it so. Nothing is good or bad, it is just the way we perceive it that makes it so. And if you don't if you're not having these great expectations, oh God, I just said great expectations. I'm really getting into the Shakespeare. No, that's Dickens. Without expectations of the world and without this desire to control everything around us, when we continually come into center, when we're continually meditating and being self-referential, then we no longer have the same attachment to our reactions. They'll still arise. We're all human. Something kind of that you're not wanting to happen happens. It allows you the space, the meditation practice allows you the space to kind of notice and witness the emotion and to maybe understand that that emotion isn't you, the experience is one of judgment, and perhaps there can be a different viewpoint on the whole experience. And this is something that we can take from what we're all sitting in, because everybody is having a different experience of it. So it doesn't mean that there is one experience. Nobody's experience is correct. But what we can do is try and maintain that state of love and trust and acceptance as yogis, do the work that we need to, and allow it to come from a space of lightness when you're feeling heavy in these times. Okay, so there was one more question. I'm going to try and, sorry guys, I will keep talking. And there were 3 more comments and questions, but I wanted to, we do not see things as they are, we see things as we are. It's true. We are kind of most often these bundles of kind of conditioned responses that we are always reacting all the time. And the meditation allows us to step out of that occasionally for a moment. And over time, we get more practice in it and we create more space and we witness things a little more. And we start to choose. We choose if we want to view things in a positive light or in a, kind of a less positive way. The other question came from Bree, and it was around the mantra, and she visualizes within her mantra practice. This is interesting. And she asked me if I do it. She knows it's not right or wrong, but should she be doing it that way? So she creates a bit of a visual. Now, she also discussed the idea of rocking with the body, and those are kind of 2 things that happen with mantra. The way tantric practice works is that very often we are layering practices. So there is a sense that we will have a mantra, there will be a mudra involved, there's a color, there's a light, we work with a chakra. You're kind of layering all of these focuses so that the mind will kind of stay on the meditation, because it has that tendency to narrate and go off into the universe and start thinking of the past or the future. So from a tantric perspective, there is very often layering involved. In this meditation, there is just the mantra. Now, I'm not asking you to stop visualizing, especially when you're at the beginning of your journey. If it is supporting your practice, you can. However, there is a sense that over time you want to start to peel back some of these extras. Even the rocking. So the rocking, she mentioned, and I know that Shay, also a friend of mine, had mentioned that she'd noticed that Hasidic Jews, they do this shockling thing where they rock back and forth. And in mantra, that happens. So if you've ever been to a kirtan, or if you've done your mala beads and you've done 108 rounds, I mean, if I'm doing mala and chanting mantra 108 times as part of a meditation, I'm rocking. It's Kundalini Shakti arising. It just happens. However, when it comes even to rocking, there's a sense that from a tantric perspective, again, we want to create efficiency. And we want to channel and funnel energy and keep it condensed, compressed, and there's another word, not condensed or compressed, it's concentrated within the body. So if we're kind of all over the shop doing our meditations, and, you know, if you've ever been to a kind of offbeat tantric workshop, people do all sorts of stuff and they're screaming and blah, and it all gets really, I don't know, loosey-goosey. Yeah, contained and condensed. We don't want that. I mean, not from my lineage, the white tantric lineage. You want everything to kind of draw up this kind of inner strength. You don't want to let everything out and loose, because you're disseminating energy that you're cultivating and you want to draw it in and through the body. And I notice that when I start to rock in my mantra practice, in my Guru Mantra meditation, I know that I'm not in the mantra fully. This is just me personally, though. So I know if I'm rocking, it's almost a sign, and this is after a long time of doing this meditation, it's a sign that I'm in it, but I'm not in it. That I can focus my attention even further. If I'm doing my, you know, da 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 da, and I'm like, Cyan, get into it. I lengthen my spine. I focus on the mantra. So there is a sense that it is welcome in some practices. In this one, for the most part, we want to stay focused on the mantra. And even in the Yoga Sutras, they discuss in the 3rd chapter the gifts of the practice, the siddhis. And these are great yogic gifts, the ability to kind of tap in intuitively into other people's thought, to, all sorts of things start to happen when you are a great yogi. And they discuss how all of these things that might start to arise, so great visualizations can arise. You can have visions of, you know, even the Madonna, or you could have, people can get into narration within their meditation. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because you can have really beautiful experiences of that. But what we need to remember is that all of these things are more things that we can become attached to. And our role as the yogi is to continually release from those attachments and come back into that still center. So if you are experiencing visualizations, don't force yourself to let go of them. But know that in perfect timing, you will eventually release them. That this is also the start of your journey. Bray, I know that you have been doing this for a month with me, and you've done other meditations, I'm sure, but this is the first month, and things will be uncovered within your own mind, and the meditation will create great depths, and you'll understand things, and it will uncover in new ways, and things will open up for you. So it is this beautiful journey. I was talking about this with Kate. It's this adventure. It's like we're astronauts. We're going on this great adventure within our own minds and consciousness every day. So rather than getting frustrated with ourselves if things arise, or if we have, visualizations, or if we think we should be further along the path, it's like, it's exciting, Chris. Exactly. We go within and we uncover all of this stuff. And some days it's boring to our minds. And other days it's this kind of kaleidoscope of space. Okay. Anyway, the questions are fantastic. I love them. And I will come to some of the others hopefully tomorrow. And please feel free to send any of your reflections. Makes me feel very connected to you all. I could keep going, Bree, but we move into a new mantra. The mantra is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat, S-A-T, Chit, C-H-I-T, Ananda, A-N-A-N-D-A. So let's begin. You can take a few rolls of the head and the neck. A few deep breaths in the nose and out the mouth. And we move into a positive state of consciousness, letting go of our everyday minds, habits, reactions, our personalities that strive and judge. For these 10 minutes, we let go of it. And we align with all that is elevated, sublime, divine, universal, eternal. And from that elevated state, we offer up all of the karmic fruits of our practice to divine consciousness and wait for a response from above. And when you're ready, resting the arms and hands. And we begin with this week's mantra, Sat Chit Ananda. The truth of consciousness is bliss. The truth of our very being is bliss. So let's repeat it together. Sat Chit Ananda. 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 And a little quieter. Sat Chit Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. Until it becomes a whisper. Sat Chit Ananda. Satchitananda, Satchitananda, Satchitananda. And we allow the mantra to become silently repeated. Satchitananda, Satchitananda, Satchitananda. The truth of our nature is bliss. And continue to repeat this mantra. And let it focus the mind. Keep coming back to the mantra Satchitananda, Satchitananda, Satchitananda. Really focusing for the final few moments of the meditation. Full awareness on the mantra. And now please let it go. But keep that fullness of awareness, intention, and focus. Keep the mind wholly aware in this moment, but without an anchor, the anchorless focus. And where does the mind rest? What is this space which your consciousness is able to explore? Feel your experience in this moment. Now please bring the hands to prayer. Rub them. Press them together. Take a deep breath in the nose, out of the mouth. 3 rounds of Bowing our heads towards that space within that is blissful, that wellspring of joy and lightness that resides within us when we can uncover it, to our capacity to step into bliss no matter what our surroundings, to that we know resides within us, that we know resides in all those who joined us today. To that we bow and say, Namaste, Namaste. So thank you to the 80 or so who stayed for the whole practice and for all of the teachings. I really appreciate your company. Thanks for making my day. I am planning to run a satsang, which is a wisdom talk, thanks sis, as part of the membership. Namaste to you all. And I'm hoping we will do that at some time, maybe next week. We've just got to decide on a time and get the word out there. Today I have been producing, yesterday as well, and these last few weeks, a series for IGTV. Thank you all, amazing people. A series on self-care practices. Thanks, Judy. And today I am going to be talking with my friend Ramona, who is an Ayurvedic practitioner. I don't know if I have to figure out what exactly we call that. So we'll be doing an interview in the park, and it will be on different self-care practices. Kids out the front logged onto homeschool. Practice is a blessing for you, and probably for your kids as well. What book do you suggest to start this path? There's no real book, just do the practice. Doing the practice is the key. We tend to want to read about it, but the oral transmission is where it's at. Very direct transmission that way. There are many books. We can maybe talk about that tomorrow if you send it to me in a message. So the IGTV videos that we're going to produce today, fingers crossed if the sound goes well, will be around Ayurvedic practices for immunity, and we'll be looking at the specific, grazie mille, Andy, beautiful woman. We'll be looking at the different doshas, so kapha, pitta, and vata, and how we can increase immunity in this time, the time of COVID, but also we're coming up to winter, so we all want to stay well during this period. So I'm going to produce some of those today, and I've already produced a nice IGTV on pranayama for immunity. So that will come out sometime this week. We'll put it out as well. And also there'll be mantra for immunity coming as well. So lots of yogic practices for self-care, and I think that's what we all need at this time. If you want to share anything with me about how you're practicing and how you're finding these mornings, please do. I'm really enjoying when people send me the feedback that I can kind of, I can share it with you all, because this is what this time is about. It's about creating community, and that's how I feel. I feel like these mornings for me are great because I'm in a community of people that I wouldn't necessarily otherwise be able to connect with. So I want to thank you all for showing up and making this worthwhile for me, and for listening, and for all of your incredible insights. You are all so wise, connected, in tune. The recordings, so these will be on IGTV. So on the Light Collective, you can access the ones that I've done on IGTV. They're also on the website under, so a lot of the self-care practices are free. We've got a special self-care and COVID-19 page where you can see the YouTube, and all of these meditations have been uploaded to YouTube as well. There's 3 videos. They're all 10 minutes long that are already up, and the pranayama, the mantra, will also go up on that page, and it will go up once we've released them onto IGTV. So they will come up as a post on the Light Collective as well. And then there are lots more practices on the membership space as well, and those go into more depth. So, I mean, I only have 10 minutes. It's more of an introduction. And on the online space, the evening practices, we do a lot of mantra. There's more meditation. We're going to be doing movement on there as well. So that's all coming very soon. And big breathwork practices are on there too. So have a beautiful rest of the day. Thank you all for listening, tuning in, sending you all of the love. Tap into your bliss today. It's inside. Although chocolate does help, it is inside of you. So have a wonderful day. Mwah. Thank you all on Facebook and Instagram.